top shoulder.
The solution is simple.
1,000 people out there.
They want a wide receiver as well.
He knew Deion Sanders was special, but Jerry Rice also saw the problem before almost anyone else did. Rice watched primetime up close for years. He played against him, practiced beside him, and argued with him. And what Rice saw was a man with more raw talent than almost anyone who ever played the game. But talent was never the full story. Rice saw something underneath all the flash. He saw a football mind that put the brand first, the body second, and the team somewhere further down the list. And for a long time, nobody wanted to hear it. And if you think Rice saw this coming before everyone else, use the hype feature and give this video hype, because this story only gets clearer the deeper it goes. Because right now we have the proof. Deion Sanders was supposed to be a top 5 pick in the 2025 NFL draft. His father had built a program around him. His father had brought cameras, transfers, and primetime energy to the University of Colorado. But when the real moment came, Shedeur fell out of the first 3 rounds completely. He ended up with the Cleveland Browns, and his rookie season showed a young man who was never fully prepared for what the NFL demands. That story did not start in 2025. It started decades earlier on a field in Atlanta when Jerry Rice slapped Deion Sanders' hand away and told him they were enemies until the final whistle. Jerry Rice came from Mississippi Valley State. No spotlight, no big stage. Just a coach who made the drive out to meet him face-to-face when no one else bothered. Rice built himself from the ground up. He ran steep hills in San Mateo to push his body beyond what any standard game would ever ask of it. He blocked. He ran precise routes. He stayed late. He came back early. He prepared like the game owed him nothing, and he had to earn every single yard through hard work alone. Over 20 seasons, he caught 9,549 passes for 22,895 yards and 197 receiving touchdowns. That was not talent alone. That was a way of living. Deion Sanders was built differently. He played 14 NFL seasons and also played 641 games of Major League Baseball, suiting up for the Yankees, the Braves, the Reds, and the Giants. He recorded 53 NFL interceptions. He ran at its made offenses reroute entire game plans just to avoid him. He was prime time, a performer who treated every field like a stage and every opponent like part of the audience. That was not a weakness on its own, but it was a choice, and every choice in football carries a cost. The biggest moment between these two men happened during a regular season game. Deion told Rice straight to his face that if the offense ran the ball, Rice did not have to block him. He said he was not paid to tackle. He said it plainly, like common sense. Rice did not argue. Rice just said he would run Deion off the field instead. And that is exactly what he did. On every run play, Rice sprinted 60 or 70 yards downfield as if he was running a deep passing route. Deion had to chase him the entire way. Rice used his conditioning to punish Deion for choosing comfort over contact. That moment became the clearest picture of what separated these two men. Rice believed football was something earned through pain. Deion believed talent and speed could bend the game around him. Their head-to-head matchups proved both men were right in different ways. In one 1990 game against Atlanta, Rice put up 13 catches for 225 yards and 5 touchdowns. Deion was elite, but Rice's teams found ways to attack the coverage around him. In 1993, Deion recorded 2 interceptions, but San Francisco kept finding angles. The rivalry was never just a receiver against a corner. It was discipline going head-to-head with spectacle. 2 different beliefs about what football actually is. 2 different answers to the same question. Then came 1994. Deion signed with the 49ers. The public saw it as the final missing piece. Inside the locker room, it was a different story. The 49ers were built on Bill Walsh's culture of structure, preparation, and strict professional standards. Deion did not fit that mold easily. The clearest moment came the night before Super Bowl XVI. Deion and several other players broke curfew. Rice and the veteran leaders confronted them. Very bad words were exchanged. It was intense and ugly, but the team refocused and beat the San Diego Chargers 49-26. Rice finished with 10 catches for 149 yards and 3 touchdowns. Deion had 4 tackles and an interception. The 49ers won, but Deion only lasted 1 season in San Francisco before departing for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Rice was not perfect either. In 2015, he admitted using stickum, a substance the NFL had banned back in 1981. That was a competitive shortcut of his own, but Rice's entire identity was still built on preparation, blocking, stamina, and team-first structure. One flaw does not erase the bigger picture. The rivalry did not end when both men retired. At the 2014 Pro Bowl, Rice and Deion came back as alumni captains to draft opposing rosters. Deion mocked Rice's methodical approach and called for flashy, exciting young players. Rice selected based on hunger, stamina, and professional attitude. Same two men, same two philosophies. Even in an exhibition that meant nothing, they could not agree on what football was really for. Here is the irony that makes the whole story complete. In early 2022, Rice admitted that watching Deion coach at Jackson State had made him think about coaching football for the very first time. Deion had brought real national attention to HBCU football. He had inspired Rice to consider returning. That is genuine credit. Deion changed something real at Jackson State. He proved that an iconic name could shift the entire conversation around black college football, and that matters. But inspiration is not the same as proof that the model works long term. At Jackson State, Deion arrived in 2020 and flipped Travis Hunter, the #1 overall recruit in the country, away from Florida State. Jackson State won 2 consecutive SWAC titles. Deion Sanders won the 2021 Jerry Rice FCS National Freshman of the Year Award. The program was alive in a way it had never been before. Then Deion left for Colorado in late 2022. Critics said he had used Jackson State to raise his profile and walked away once the brand was big enough. At Colorado, he told the existing players he was bringing his own Louis Vuitton luggage and instructed them openly to enter the transfer portal. Within 1 year, 71 players left. No other major coaching transition came close. USC lost 29 in a comparable period. LSU lost 25. Deion's approach was not a standard program reset. It was a wholesale replacement. That is the coaching version of the same pattern Deion ran as a player. Fast over slow, star names over slow development, flash over foundation, and Shedeur paid the price. At Jackson State, inside a lower pressure environment, he threw for over 7,000 yards and grew steadily. At Colorado, the cameras never stopped. The offensive line was never properly built through the portal model. Shedeur was left exposed. In 2024, he took an FBS leading 42 sacks. His release time ranked 110th in the entire FBS. He skipped combine drills. His pro day drew widespread criticism. A player once projected as a top 5 pick fell out of the first 3 rounds of the 2025 NFL draft entirely. Cleveland eventually drafted him. The rookie season showed a young man still carrying the weight of preparation that never came and a system that never fully built the floor beneath him. Deion has said he would be too tough to coach in the NFL because he still holds old school values. He said he has a problem with men getting paid and not doing their jobs. That is a bold position for a man who told Rice he was not paid to tackle. That is a bold position for a man who broke curfew the night before the Super Bowl. Football sees through contradiction. The sport is patient, but it is never forgiving. There is one sign that things may be shifting. Quarterback Julian Lewis reportedly increased his film study from around 1 hour to close to 9 hours during a bye week at Colorado. That is exactly the kind of preparation Rice always insisted mattered most. If Deion's program is genuinely moving that way, that counts for something. But the core story has already been told. Rice slapped Deion's hand away in Atlanta because the game demanded it. Rice ran him 60 yards down the field on run plays because the team demanded it. Rice stood in a hotel corridor and confronted him before the Super Bowl because the standard demanded it. And for years, the football world wrote all of that off as 2 proud men who simply could not get along. Now we know it was more than that. Deion was great enough as a player to survive his own shortcuts. His speed was real. His talent was undeniable. His instincts were almost supernatural. His legacy as one of the greatest corners ever is real and will stand forever. But you cannot coach a program the way one exceptional man plays for himself. A player can make a business decision. A program cannot. A roster cannot. And as Colorado showed, a son cannot either. Jerry Rice did not hate prime time. Rice understood what football eventually forces open. Greatness always needs a foundation. It needs real sacrifice and structure under the shine. And when you try to build without that foundation, the fall does not care how bright the name above the door once was. Rice knew it early, he told us. Nobody listened.